Oh my combo gods. Oh my gosh, that got them to scoop. Don't run too many colorless lands in your Agavan deck, guys. The Brawl metagame challenge is coming up, so I'm going to show you Vial Smasher Thrasios, aka Clive and Titus? I think that's it. Yeah, Titus and Clive, partners. So if you play Brawl a little more casually and you haven't messed around with partner commanders, you might not know how good they are or how much of their own queue they represent. Commander deck weight, of course, is a big deal, and these often go against some of the most dangerous commanders. Here we have Mythweaver Pock, and this is a blue deck. This is basically a blue control deck that dips into 4 different colors, 4-color blue. Now this is an interesting hand because of the Dark Ritual and the Commandeer. I don't know if it's good against Pock. So right away, like, we can Lorien Revealed into a Dark Ritual. The mulligans are a big deal in this format, by the way. It's possible we can Commandeer our opponent's, like, ramp spell? Overall, though, I think this is the wrong hand for this particular situation, so I think I'm mulliganing it. Lightning Bolt takes out the early Mana Dork. Marsh Flats gets the colors. Tameo gets on the board. Ignoble Hierarch ramps us. This hand is much better. Also, Ill-Timed Explosion wipes the board for 8 with the Dig Through Time. There you go. So I'm not reshooting the intro, although I'll cut games like that in the future, but we did get to describe some things about the deck. Obviously, opponents are taking their time. In the Brawl metagame challenge this weekend, expect people to stay as there are actual stakes for the event, and basically the power of the 9-card hand. Let's get into the deck tech a little bit as we start on a beautiful 1-0. And yes, Brawl Open Queue has scoops. I know you guys leave comments about it all the time. You love to comment about it. It triggers you. But the games that you do get where with somebody who's like-minded and hanging in there to battle are so good. And in that way, honestly, it's similar to Commander. Commander has a lot of bad games. They don't scoop. You know, you just end up sitting there for what feels like forever playing bad games. But the games that are good are so good that you do fall in love with the format. So as you can see, this deck is like 99% green, right? Like, there you go. Or green, blue, 39 blue cards, only 5 red cards, 9 green cards, 12 black cards. So it is blue control with the advantage of basically a 9-card opening hand that you have these cards in the command zone. And the best use for Vial Smasher, the Fierce in the command zone, is we get to run Curiosity. You throw a Curiosity on Vial Smasher, and then the first spell that you cast each turn, it does damage to your opponent. Now, this is chosen at random in Commander, but here we only have one opponent. So obviously this card is a bit of a win con, especially when combined with the likes of Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time, right? And Rakshasha's Bargain, which has a CMC of 6 on the stack. Like, these cards are going to deal a ton of damage to the opponent's face. They can also deal it to a Planeswalker they control. So this is Planeswalker control from your control deck, which is often a big deal when you're a blue deck. That sometimes Resolve Planeswalker runs away with the game, while Clive says not so fast. And if you get Curiosity on this, it draws a card for the first spell you cast every turn, which is kind of busted. And for 3 mana, it's a really good deal. And then Thrasios here just lets you scry ramp. It's like 4 mana for a Growth Spiral every time you have the mana. And the rest of the deck is just about that, you know, we're just going to control the game. We're trying out 0 Point Ballad for another sweeper, but we also have Toxic Deluge, Damnation, and Ill-Timed Explosion. There's no white in this deck, so we don't have some of the better Wraths, but those are some good ones. And then we just have the hitters of mono blue, like all the counter spells. And then we have the best cheap removal as we tap into other colors, the likes of which are like Lightning Bolt and Fatal Push and Cut Down to keep from falling behind in the early game. So that's the idea. It's a very, 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 very blue 4-color deck, and we only use 1 Surveil land. Like, a lot of people like to talk about like which lands you use. I use the Surveil lands that have blue in them because the object is to get multiple islands down and be able to use something like Mystic Sanctuary to get an extra turn later in the game, can often put the game away. And yeah, same thing with the tri-lands, only the ones that have blue in them. That's about it. Let's do this. Let's control this meta. Maybe we'll get an opponent who can actually take us on. But this is the kind of spiky approach I would recommend for the metagame challenge. You can do two things. You can try to aggro them down. That's Ragavan and a Johnny. That's probably the only good aggro strategies. And you can try to control them. You could also play combo, I guess. Vial might be a good combo deck. But this is going to try to out-blue this Rusko. And with multiple counter spells and a lightning bolt for the first Rusko, we're ready to go. The Deluge is not great. We also don't have a lot of card draw. We're going to have to give it a shot. Get this tap land out of the way. We could have played Tarn and just had like Bolt and Wash Away open from turn 1, and sometimes that matters. It's a weird format. Okay, top deck is Signet. We need red here, which won't be a problem because we have Scalding Tarn. We would like more islands on the field early and often, so we'll get Steam Vents. Now we're up to 2 islands for Mystic Sanctuary, and we have our Arcane Signet. Let's see if the opponent got the memo and also want to ramp here. We could have held up a Tail's End to try to catch a ramp card. Ah! Aha! It's over for them. They're done. Ooh, Nadu. Yeah. They probably can't counter it for 1 mana, and if they try to remove it, we get triggers. Nadu's still legal in Brawl, and a generally good card in the interactive heavy meta. Wow. Okay, well, we get this trigger. Make it count. Curiosity. Interesting. So they have Nadu, but we have Curiosity. I mean, let them have their Nadu, right? Counter their Rusko. Toxic Deluge, so we don't want to commit a creature. They know about the Curiosity. That's going to be interesting as well. I feel like they have Fatal Push. Let's see. Maybe it's just a cantrip. It could also push their own Nadu because of the way it's worded to draw a card. I would, but I'm crazy. Yeah, they're afraid to attack. So here we go. I mean, I'll just counter attack them for a minute. Now we have Fatal Push. I do have Into the Floodmaw in the deck if I can find it. That would not be bad. This is probably where they do something. This isn't where they do something. They want me to play my Curiosity. Maybe I go for my Vial Smasher. Hold up Wash Away. We want them to try to Rusko. Also want Vial Smasher countered. Red, blue. Okay, so this is blue, black, red. Probably just gets countered, but we got to make them make plays. And it's harder to Fatal Push if that's the card they have. Vesuvian Mist. So return it to hand, and it's kicked, so they would get a duplicate of it. I think we'll just bolt this bird then. No, we'll just let them do this in Toxic Deluge. But then they just play Rusko. Yeah, if we bolt this, they just play Rusko. But it's probably the right play. And then we Deluge, but then they might have Counter Magic open. Like, I really don't want them to have this clock. Patience. That's a nice combo. Pretty good little top deck setup there. But now they're definitely not gonna go for the Rusko. If we don't draw land, we're going to get bullied out of this game. So, when this creature enters, exchange control of this creature and target creature. Yep. They probably don't have another one, though. All right, they got Clive now. They still have like 3 mana, which is terrible for us. There's a Commandeer. Not bad. There's no way to have red or black open unless it's the signet, so I guess we do it like this. I'm always wary of having the signet open. But yeah, we're gonna get bullied right out of this game on mana if we don't find another one. I really don't want to have to use this Commandeer here. It's scary. What the opponent's thinking. We must have some kind of interaction. Well, Bargler, you finally made a choice. And the choice is they can die. Decline. We have a dig through time. We're very committed to it. Memory lapse. Oh, do we fight over this? I think we have to. And I need to save the dig through time. I want to save the tails end, but I just can't. We need the cards. And the target is the Commandeer, which then resolves fizzles and lets Rusko get countered here. Also, that Rusko can come back next turn. Or not. Send you back. Oh, we found some lands. Wow. Volatile Stormdrake's gonna be a pain. So this can be just about anything, but let's Thought Seize them. Stormdrake could go. Obviously that Wash Away is probably the best card here. Rewind, they have to hold up 4 mana, which is not ideal. If we can get them stalled out a little bit. Like, do they play another Rusko? Let's find out. Yep, they do. So, which land? We have 3 islands. So now we are ready to get Sanctuary when the time comes. We are at 9. Is that how much life we've lost already? Oh my god. So I'll get the basic swamp. It's a big one. And we get a Brainstorm. Rusko is still happening though. They have a Tragic Slip. They have a graveyard big enough for Murderous Cut, right? Yes, they do. But we can force spike that Murderous Cut. Is having Thrasios on the board good enough, though? Not really. But you want to get it under the rewind. And then you have to watch out for Tragic Slip because we have both Fatal Push and Lightning Bolt. I think we have to Brainstorm. We need better options. Ooh, okay. But we don't have the land for the Confluence. The bird's just gonna die. The push doesn't always work. Now we need to lock Narset down on the field. They have two creatures. The Soul Cauldron, though, I mean, that could be helpful. They are a Delve deck. The push and the bolt don't really solve much. Yep, there you go. And they have Rewind open. Huge. So let's do this first. If they want to rewind this Lightning Bolt, they can. And then they can just cast Rusko again, which is really good. Yep. No, they can't, right? Actually, they're short one. That's okay. That's big. No, wait, they don't cast it again, right? Because it's still on the field. Okay, they don't have a counterspell, though. Okay, let's minus the Narset.
Hone your prowess.
Time Warp. I mean, the clock keeps ticking, but we get an extra land drop. I guess that's fine. Do I play this land? Obviously, we have to deal with Rusko. And they have enough creatures to remove anything we put on the field. I guess I have to. And I do think I have to play this. We need the mana. We're just too far behind in what we can do. And then maybe we have to bounce Rusko, draw 2 cards, and see what we get. We risk them getting another clock. Subtlety can at least make them put Rusko back on top. And get rid of this Force Spike that's doing nothing. They could respond with the draw here from the castle if they want to pay less life. I don't know if they care. Anyway, Narset staying on the field is going to be a potential counter to these clocks if we're lucky enough. They're thinking. Okay, there's some lands. Am I going to 6? I feel like we have to get something on the board here, but it can't just be something they remove. I feel like Soul Cauldron. It's got to come out at some point. Nothing in the graveyard with an ability, though. Take 5 works because it's the first draw of their turn. Hit the land. Bye-bye Force Spike. Did they top deck an answer? Okay, another card in the graveyard, and they're still not casting that Drake. If I were them, you'd think about it here, right? I'm on 1 card, I'm on 6 life, but they're not doing it. Let's eat some stuff in the graveyard. Not in land, no, that's not good. Okay. Oh, you know what time it is. Gotta pull a good card here from Thras. You're gonna do that again. I have 4 cards in graveyard. Is this a good time? I think it is, because they can't delve in response, can they? Oh, they can. They can delve in response. Down to 10. I mean, you could get Treasure Cruise Vial Smasher. That's a way out of this. Obviously, they need to deal with Thrasios. Okay. Activate. Wow. That's 3 in a row at crunch time. That's a memory lapse. So if they swap the Thrasios, and I have a 3/2, I mean, they're just gonna kill it in response, right? Okay. Let's see if they respond with the Murderous Cut or not. Yeah, resolves. Lapsia. Okay, on top. Okay, so they have a clock set up, but they can't kill the Thrasios. So this is huge. Okay, they can kill the Thrasios. Oh! Oh my god. So they're gonna steal the Thrasios. Well, let's do this first. Just in case. They're not gonna respond with a Murderous Cut, right? They're gonna hold up mana? Okay. Bounce them. 1 card I don't know about here. Okay, slip, but it's not lethal. We're down to 4. We have a Storm Drake coming. We knocked them down to 10. Are we just dead here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm at 1. Let's see. Maybe they have the answer. They just need the right spell, right? 2. 2 mana open. They hold up mana. It's a land! Oh! God, what? Treasure Cruise? Doesn't do it. Oh my god, the lands, guys. Ah! Why? I tried so hard, man. I tried so hard. They finally use the cut. Oh my god. Oh, the flood was so brutal. Oh my god. Tough game. We were mana screwed in the beginning and then we flooded down the stretch. It's such a Magic the Gathering experience. It was fun though. Monkey! Gotta win against Monkey. Keep. Blue. Green is in hand. So blue, red. Means no black unless we get off the heath, but we can do that. I don't want a shotgun breeding pool pass. That's too risky. Like that they just read it and don't cast monkey. I know that most people do anyway, and they probably would, but you don't want to risk it. You want to make absolutely sure this is a hit. What do we gamble for? The answer is Uro. You probably just kill this hierarch, but you gotta start somewhere. So we want to like get our hand really low and go get Uro, right? Oh, especially with a Thought Scour here. But what else do we want? Let's Thrasios. Pass. Eos. This can be a tri-land. And they're just gonna keep firing off their removals. And you know what? That's fine. We're already preparing for the Uro, so we'll leave this in the yard. They have too many colorless sources. That's good for us. Although these are, of course, nice utility lands. All right. Colors are online. Gonna shock. Ugh. And play Clive and hold up Dismember Thought Scour. Obviously, if we get a Curiosity on this thing, that's good. And so far, they've just played Oops All Removal. So, let's see. Target here. You take one. Vivi with Curiosity? Yeah, that's, those are two cards in my deck. By the way, all my commanders are now in the graveyard. Why not? Let's go. This is amazing. Who saw this coming? Oh my combo gods. Oh my gosh, that got them to scoop. Don't run too many colorless lands in your Agavan deck, guys. You get yourselves into situations like this where you can't respond when you need to. We get the mirror. The mirror. Okay. Oh, what an interesting hand. It doesn't interact very much other than to stifle potentially their land, but I think that's fine. Monkey! I mean, they probably have answers. Probably. Gotta go. Molten Impact right away. Okay. What do we get? I think we gotta have green. We don't have any black cards in hand yet. So we can play this Curiosity, and we have a Stifle available. Next turn, we might gamble for a land. They do nothing. All right, they got the memo. They let the gamble resolve. What gets us all kinds of lands? I mean, Ancient Tomb is a pretty good land. Cool. That's great. 1 in 6, get wrecked. All right, definitely just kind of have to let this stuff happen. It's been a good day. It's been a good day. But that's why we like to get Uro. Because when Uro goes to the graveyard, you don't feel completely defeated. Gotta use our Stone Rain. They want to fight over that, that would be fine, but they don't. And that's why you stifle. It wins games. Not a total rematch. We have white instead of red here, which is another deck that you can definitely play. Honestly, this one has a bit more card advantage, but Tymna the Weaver draws you cards and has lifelink, but needs creatures that can hit. So it leads you in a slightly different direction from Clive, away from Curiosity and into a few more creatures to really make it good. Dark Ritual's looking meh. Stock Up's looking meh. This hand is just looking kind of fair and slow. But I'll try it. I'm a maniac. I have an idea of what I want to do. I want to get out Thrasios and use it right away. The opponent probably has a few more creatures in their deck than the other decks we've played against recently. It's been a day of missed land drops. I've continued to add lands into the deck. I think I've added like 3 or 4 since the start of the video. Deathrite is a very good card. There's one of the lands I added. Maybe Deathrite should be in here. My opponent thinks so. Yeah, Deathrite makes the cut. Right? We have Halfling and birds. Deathrite can make that cut. I just added it to a Muldrotha deck for worst possible later tonight that I'm excited about. All right, they play Tymna. We rift that Tymna. Set it back. I mean, we have a blocker. They're probably just going to kill this. But let's start this way. Get a little further into our deck, shall we? A heck of a way to do it. If we have 2 blockers, they probably can't kill them both. So I'm just going to send Vial out. And we need the land, so I'll keep it. I'm taking a gamble they can't remove 2 3 toughness creatures or pump Tymna. I have Agent. Tap land. Graveyard Fodder, 2 mana open. But no draw. Uro. Take 3. Damnation. Poor Uro. Probably gonna get Death Writ, but maybe I'll just bounce that. Okay, they go right for the Time Warp here. Got blue, blue, blue. We've got island, 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 so we can get a Blood Crypt. I think we want that mana set back because we want a chance to bring out Uro next turn, but we didn't get another green, did we? Sus. I guess we don't have the cards in graveyard either, but we can Damnate. That'll fix it. Yeah, I think if they play Deathrite, going for Damnation might be the play. Instead, it's a Binding. Okay. Do I want to move it to the command zone? I don't have an easy way to get it back, so I will. There's a Deathrite. 1 mana open. They do get a card here because they hit me for 1. And they pass. Boom. Nice. So the Deathrite's cleared. Now that Uro can come out if we find a green. Should have got a Stomping Ground. Human. Is this Tymna part 2? That is one good thing, is that they're both humans. No, wait. Merfolk Wizard for Thrasios. Shut me up. And there you go. You get, you see what I mean. There's a lot more creatures in this deck. Emperor of Bones. Oh, not in time though. They could have played that last turn, right? With the Bloom Tender, and they missed it. Okay. Now they have to remove Uro and hit it with the Emperor, which is pretty doable. But I got my value. Okay. And I get something for free. It's Psychic Frog. How much removal you got? Oh yeah. Creatures versus spells going on here. Should have left the Damnation in the graveyard. Wow. Yeah, reanimate too. Yep, you're doing it. You got a whole bunch of mana still available. Green, white, black, but they didn't play this. They held up mana. Interesting. Here comes a frog. They have a removal spell or they wouldn't do this, right? Right. I don't have any good answers to anything here, and I do feel like I need it before they go a little too crazy. Yeah, nah. I think we have to discover the formula somewhere, and I think this is where. Just more stuff for this to exile. And it is a really cheap way to get deeper in the deck. With 7 lands on the field. And they want to go Thrasios. Alright, in response, they're going to have a big turn. Or are they? That's a dismember. That's something you don't see every day. Get that Bloom Tender off my field. Oof. They keep a Kinnan, but I just took out their mana dork. So I still think they have a removal spell, but we'll see. Maybe they just want to keep me from drawing cards. Uh-huh. That makes 2 mana. So they can Thrasios. Nope, not Thrasios, Timna. Yeah, okay, so yeah, they had this. They had the frog the whole time, and now they're gonna Emperor the Bones, turn it into a frog potentially. But that's fine. They use their death right, so like, Siphoner gets another Discover the Formula. Let's see what we can hit. There's a Commandeer, there's a Flood Maw. There's not a lot of removal. But I don't think I'm dead here. They might try to play Drago with me, but let's find out. Both decks doing the thing they came to do. What will be good enough? Okay, they make a frog. 2 cards, bunch there, all right. I discover. Yeah, them playing Drago with me here really hurts. What do I do? I guess see what they attack with. And a counter spell. I mean, yeah, I guess we had no chance, huh? Yeah, we weren't meant to succeed, guys. It's the way it is. Exacxies. God, that sucked. Absolutely bodied.